Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Maples and I work at the City of Coronado in the city manager's office, and I hosted the electric leaf blower virtual event that took place this past Tuesday, October 13th. And I wanted to record a brief little introduction to kind of explain what the webinar was all about and some important information that hopefully will be helpful for you guys. So first, I just want to introduce the ordinance. So effective January 1st, 2021, gas-powered leaf blowers will be banned throughout the city of Coronado. This ordinance applies to residents, to contractors, businesses, basically anyone residing in Coronado will have to abide by this ordinance. And leaf blowers will only be allowed use during the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. daily. So we chose to have this webinar because we understand that this is a big transition. The city wants to ensure that all residents and contractors in Coronado have ample time and resources to transition to electric leaf blowers. Some of our residents have voiced concerns about the efficacy of electric versus gas power tools. So we had Edwin and Dan come on from Echo Manufacturing to conduct a presentation on some of the electric power tools they sell. And they put on a great presentation, and we had a little Q&A session. So hopefully you can get some ideas on what electric power tools are on the market that you can replace your gas power tools with. I wanted to insert a slide on some contact information and resources. If you have specific questions regarding the ordinance, please follow this website. It's www.coronado.ca.us/leaf blowers. This is a very comprehensive website. It has a frequently asked questions section, an informational video, and a lot of other resources that will hopefully help make this transition to electric power tools easier for you. And if you have any additional questions, you can feel free to email them to me. My email is listed there. It's kmaples@coronado.ca.us. I've also listed my phone number there if you prefer to call rather than email. And after you watch the presentation, if you have any questions regarding the products that Edwin and Dan showed, I have listed their contact information, their emails. Feel free to take a screenshot of this and reach out to them if you have any questions regarding the products that they showed today. And now I'm going to end this recording and I'll let you see Dan and Edwin's presentation.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Dan Sumner. I'm with Golden Eagle Distributing. We're the factory-owned distribution arm of Echo Incorporated. Echo is a Japanese-based company out of Tokyo. We do have U.S. manufacturing in Chicago, and most of our products come out of that plant. We do have a number of dealers throughout the country. There's 4,500 dealers, I guess. So Echo products are readily available everywhere and anywhere, really. We primarily manufacture products for the commercial market. Guys that are going to run the equipment to earn a living primarily are our target customers, and homeowners that would buy an Echo machine likely would never ever put the time on it to wear it out. As long as they give it any reasonable care at all, they'll give it to their grandkids when they're done with it because it's going to last for a long time in a homeowner application. We've got a quick Edwin, I'll introduce him as well. Edwin is our field application specialist for Southern California. Been with us for approaching 3 years, I guess now. Either one of us can certainly answer any questions you may have on our products. We do have a short presentation here that will show what we have as far as the cordless product. Most people probably know us for the gas-powered stuff, but we do have a nice selection of cordless product as well. So let me share this screen. So our cordless offering consists of 6 different units. Let me see if I can advance this without messing it up. Nope, darn it. This is my first time with Zoom, so I apologize for not getting this to navigate just right. So there's 6 different machines. There's 2 different kinds of line trimmers. There's a chainsaw, a hedge trimmer.
Not sharing the, it's not showing the screen, Dan.
It's not? Looks like it is.
You got to go on the bottom where it says shared screen and the little green.
Do you see it now?
No. There we go.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. A little different than Teams. That's what we're used to. So I can advance. So there's a picture of what the machines look like, okay? The trimmers, the lawnmower. chainsaw's missing from that picture. Sorry about that. And there's the blower. That's what you guys are mostly interested in today. Little video.
Lithium-ion blower, one of the most advanced professional-grade cordless blowers in the industry. Echo's 58-volt lithium-ion battery and brushless motor technology deliver best-in-class power, runtime, and durability. It has a jet fan design with a turbo button that delivers 550 CFM for maximum clearing power. Cruise control feature for user convenience, variable speed trigger for ultimate power control, and a metal scraper for stubborn debris. The Echo 58-volt lithium-ion blower, part of the Echo 58-volt system of tools. The Echo.
Okay, so that's our blower. That's the machine that's in our mix right now. It is a handheld machine, operates with a 58-volt battery. We do sell it two different ways. You can buy it complete, which would be the blower, the battery, and a 2 amp-hour battery and a charger, excuse me. It's also sold, as we call, a la carte, which is just the bare tool by itself. So if a consumer were to have a battery and a charger from some other device and they want to add this machine, they wouldn't be forced to buy another battery and another charger. So it comes into play if the guy's going to have multiple tools, where they could buy one with a battery and a charger and then buy another machine a la carte and be able to utilize the same battery across all the different platforms. It is a brushless motor, so that gives it better performance than a brushed style unit. There's less maintenance with a brushless motor as well. Performance, Echo's had cordless battery powered stuff for about 3 years or so, and other brands have had stuff out longer than that. Echo didn't want to come to market with a machine that didn't offer performance similar to our gas powered stuff. They weren't going to offer somebody a machine that would just be, underperforming, not live up to the expectations they would have with an Echo power tool. So this machine, airflow and the miles per hour and stuff are very, very similar to what you would see in our gas powered unit. It does have variable speed trigger control. So the harder you squeeze it, the faster it goes. There is a kind of a learning curve involved if you're switching from a gas powered machine to a battery machine. Whenever the machine is running on battery, it's using some of that juice that's in the battery itself. So you got to be really careful not to just run around and squeeze the trigger where you don't actually do anything. When a gas powered machine is running, it's idling and it's using some of its gasoline. That's not a really big deal because you can open the gas can, dump more gas in it, and off you go. With a battery powered unit, charge time is an issue. It takes about an hour to charge the battery. So you don't want to run the machine any more than necessary to do the job. So that's why it's got a variable speed throttle control. You can squeeze it more, giving it more juice, squeeze it less, a little bit less airflow. So if you've got light leaves, not much work, you can blow real easy. If it's big, giant, heavy pile and you've got a lot of demand, you can squeeze it all the way. Squeezing it all the way will diminish the amount of runtime. Average runtime for a consumer for the battery that comes with this unit will give you 20 to 30 minutes on a charge. Commercial guys don't think that's enough because they're running the machine, 5 or 6 hours a day, every single day. But for a residential user, this machine will perform for you very, very well. You'll probably be able to blow a couple of times before you have to charge the thing. And it charges in, depending on if it's fully depleted, be almost an hour to charge that battery. When they talk about the wear ring, that's on the end of the blower pipe. It's got a steel ring on it that allows you to scrape if you have like hard stuff on the ground you want to try and knock loose. It gives it better wear characteristics because otherwise that's just a plastic pipe. Without that metal ring, it would just wear out. So the other machines that we have in this product offering would be 2 different line trimmers. This one is a split boom style unit. So it's got a clamp kind of a device in the middle of the shaft, which would allow you to take off the trimmer on the bottom and put 7 other different tools on the end of it, making it very versatile so you can run multiple machines with that same drive upper end. Same 2 amp-hour battery on this unit that we saw in that blower that we just talked about a second ago. This unit sells for $289.99. That's $219 as a bare tool. It does have a high-low speed switch. You can see there's a little rabbit turtle kind of a thing there. Again, like with the blower, if you have heavy demand, heavy workload, you can put it in the rabbit mode. It'll run more power so you can do heavier loads. If you've got an easier job, put it in the turtle. You'll get a longer runtime out of your battery. This is a listing of the units that come with or are available for this unit. As far as the attachments, the straight shaft trimmer comes with it. There is a high torque trimmer attachment available as well, which has a different gear ratio in the lower gearbox, so it'll offer more power. There is a brush cutter. If you've got heavier debris to cut, woody kind of material, you can put a metal blade on that unit and use that to cut that stuff. There's an edger, actually two different, an edger attachment for it. So if you wanted to go around the perimeter of your sidewalk or driveway, get a nice clean cut with a metal edger blade, it will do that. A couple different hedge clippers available for it. There's also a tiller cultivator available, so you can do your garden. There is a dedicated trimmer. This unit is a line trimmer only. It does not have any attachments. I know it looks like it has a clamp in the middle. That's just for shipping purposes. It's knocked down in half in the box, so the box is small. When you put it together, it never comes back apart again. So it's a trimmer and only a trimmer. And it's $20 less. It sells for $269.99. But when you buy it like this, that's all it's going to have is the line trimmer capability. Same features. It's got that high-low switch there. The hedge clipper, $319.99 complete, or $239 as a bare tool. This unit has a very large capacity cut. It's about 3/4 of an inch, about the size of your thumb. If the material will go into that blade, it'll cut it. Very, very strong. You get really good runtime with the hedge clipper because of the design of the unit with the gear reduction that it's got. The runtime on the line trimmer, or excuse me, the leaf blower, I said was 20 to 30 minutes. The hedge clipper will run for about 45 minutes on a charge because the gearing is different. It does have something unique called anti-jam technology. So when the machine is running, if it hits something that was kind of over its limit of capabilities, it'll back off, so it'll release it. Normally with a hedge clipper, when it takes a bite of something it can't digest through, it'll get locked up and you got to kind of force it to get it apart. This will back off a little bit so you can get it out of there. Chainsaw is a 16-inch design. This machine is $339.99 or $239.99 as a bare tool. It will outperform our 40cc gas-powered unit, and it cuts about 125 8-inch diameter logs on a charge. When you buy it as a complete tool, it will come with a 4 amp hour battery that is twice the size of the battery as we've seen on the other 3 tools we've talked about already. So it's physically the same size battery. It's got twice as many cells inside, so you get twice the runtime on this unit. And a lawnmower, this is a push mower. It is a plastic deck. It's a high impact plastic that will be very, very easy to push around. $549.99 is the price for the unit with the 4 amp hour battery and charger, or $449 as a bare tool. It's got a 3-position handle and 7-position wheel adjusters. So that's the height of the cut. It cuts about 45 minutes on a charge. So most residential lots, it will do on at least a charge. You might get 2 cuts out of it before you have to charge that battery. Very lightweight, very easy to maneuver, and it cuts like a carpet. It's got a really, really nice quality of cut. This talks about the battery a little bit. It shows the physical size of the battery, talks about it being 58 volts. When you're looking at battery powered stuff, you got to look at how many volts it is and how many amp hours are in that battery. That basically yields how much power you have available for your job. We've gone with a 58 volt system. There are some that are higher voltage and less amperage, or there's some that are less voltage and higher amperage. Echo feels that this mix of voltage and amperage is what best suits the commercial/consumer application. The bigger the voltage, the heavier the weight. And all these tools primarily are machines that are carried in your hands. So weight is a real factor when you're considering how it is equipped. It's a lithium-ion battery system, which do not have a charge memory like the old style NiCad batteries, that technology from 4 or 5 years ago. The system is smart, where when you plug the machine in, the battery talks to the charger and it determines how much juice it needs to go into the battery. When the battery gets fully charged, it turns itself off. What's unique about this, the battery never actually fully depletes. When the machine gets to the point where it needs to be charged, the machine will shut off. It doesn't slowly decrease performance. It's all of a sudden, it'll just stop. It's running at full speed. It shuts off. That's when the battery's telling the machine, I need power. So there's actually about 30% of the juice left in the battery. The reason they do that is that extends the life of the battery. If the battery were allowed to run till it was totally empty, the life of the battery would be very, very short. Having it stop where it has some amount of power left in it extends its runtime or its life. So the machine talks with the battery and keeps optimum charge and better service life. Batteries are expensive. They're $170 for the bigger one, $140 for the smaller one. So you want it to last a long time. This smart communication system allows that to happen. The charger that we offer is a rapid charger. And I think I said earlier that the small battery charges in an hour. That's a mistake. I apologize for that. The 2 amp hour battery will charge in 30 minutes. It's the larger battery, the 4 amp hour battery, that charges in an hour. So if you had 2 batteries, you would be able to basically continually run. If you have a larger job that would require more than the runtime the machine would give. We talked about the control of the battery. We talked about that already. They want to charge the battery in, you guys are in Coronado, which isn't very hot. If you were in the desert, you'd have to be concerned with when you're charging it from a temperature perspective. If you were in Phoenix in the middle of the day, you would probably not want to charge the battery because it wouldn't get a good charge. You guys are lucky to have a very moderate climate there, so you don't have to worry about if it's too hot to charge the battery. Also, too, question is, where would we get this stuff at? We are now allowing some dealers to sell online, so you can find Echo products sold on the internet. That started in February. That's new for us. There's not a lot of online retailers today. There are a few, but it is relatively new for us. We do have a lot of local servicing dealers that we work with. This is a small amount of them that are available right now. I listed Pro Power in San Diego, Pacific Lawnmower Works. They're kind of on the east side of town. LaForte Small Engine and Imperial Sprinkler down in National City. They're all relatively close to where you guys. We don't have any dealers on Coronado right now. You'd have to come across the bridge to go to one of these dealers to get that. We do have a number of other dealers in the area. I didn't list them all. These are the 4 that are kind of the closest to Coronado. You could go to echo-usa.com, enter your zip code, and it would present you with a list of dealers that you could go to if you decide you want to go elsewhere. You certainly don't have to go to any of these 4 guys. Edwin, did I leave anything out? That's all I had on my slides.
Oh, you pretty much touched on everything there. Just, you know, what people need to realize the fact is that running gas to running cordless, it's completely different, because now the runtime and work time kind of varies. You know, a battery powered unit, when you have your finger on the trigger, the unit will be running its juice, just like a gas powered one. When it's idling, you're running the fuel. When you accelerate, that's when you start draining some of that fuel. Same thing happens with the battery units. But let's say if you are going to blow and you got to move from one area, one part of your property to another, then you don't need to have the blower on. So then we're extending that work time, meaning the runtime on the unit is going to be that much longer. So if normally with a gas powered unit, it took about an hour to clean the yard, but that's moving from one area to another. Maybe the same thing with this cordless unit. We'll probably do the same thing, even though we state that it's about half an hour of runtime at full time. More than likely, we are going to be extending that time. So even though we say 30 minutes, you will get a lot more than that 30 minutes of actually working with the unit. But other than that, you pretty much touched on everything. Just the 2 amp and the 4 amp battery are identical to each other. There's nothing different to them. They're just one's gonna be a little bit heavier than the other just because of the more cells in the inside of the unit. One charger for everything, for either the 2 amp or the 4 amp. So pretty easy, pretty simple. The nice thing is that they're all interchangeable. So you could put a 4 amp in a 2 amp unit, or a 2 amp battery where a 4 amp unit comes with the 4 amp battery. So all you're doing is either you're doubling the runtime or you're shortening the runtime by half the time. Other than that, it's pretty much nice units, nice features. They're all a cart, and it does come with our 5-year consumer warranty on all the units.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I overlooked that. That wasn't even on any of the slides we had. Yeah, the warranty on these units is 5 years for consumer use It's 2 years for commercial use, and that includes the battery, the charger, and the unit. So it's a comprehensive warranty that covers any defects in manufacturing and workmanship for a period of 5 years for home use. One of the best warranties in the business for sure. We can open up to some questions now. If anybody has any questions, I'm not sure how many participants are listening in right now, but if anybody has any questions they'd like to talk to Edwin and I about, we'd be happy to answer them for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't gotten anything in the Q&A chat, but I have a couple questions that might be like kind of like FAQs for people. So you mentioned the 4 different retailers in San Diego that are carrying your products, but do any of the commercial retailers like Home Depot, are they selling Echo products as well?
Home Depot does carry Echo gas-powered stuff. They are not carrying the battery-powered stuff at this point in time. And we don't sell any other mass retailers besides that. We're not in Lowe's. We're not in Costco or anybody like that.
Okay, perfect. So those 4 kind of like smaller businesses are definitely the place to go to get the electric power tools.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. And then another question. So you showed the one model of leaf blowers that was around like $200 or something. Do you have any other models that might be a little more cheap or like a little bit pricier? Do you have any other
That is the only blower that we have in our lineup right now. That one that Edwin had in his hand a second ago, that was in that video. It's one model.
And with that one model, you do believe that it is like just as effective then as your gas leaf blowers?
Absolutely. The performance of that unit is going to be on par with our gas-powered handheld blower. Certainly a big giant backpack blower is going to move a lot more air, but looking at handheld versus handheld, it is performance very, very equal to both the units.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay. And I know before we started the webinar, Edwin and I were talking a little bit about kind of the company's push to start making electric power tools. So have you, seen benefits from like going greener or moving towards electric? And do you think that that's kind of what the future of the company holds, is moving towards electric power tools?
It's funny. Echo's been around since 1947, so a long, long time. And their core business is making small gas engines. That's what they do. And they've really gotten into the battery powered stuff because the market is going that way, not necessarily because Echo wants to go that way. We're following the market demands. Consumers want something that's quick and easy and don't have to mess around with gas cans and all that kind of stuff. So, we're kind of following what the market is dictating to us. They still want to make gas powered engines, and they will continue to do that because they make a couple million a year. But there are markets and there are needs for the battery powered stuff. And I've been selling this product for a long time. I can see that the switch is rapidly accelerating to go away from gas to alternative sources of power. And who knows, maybe someday we'll be using fuel cells or whatever. I don't know. There'll be all kinds of different things down the road. NiCad or lithium ion or all those technologies are what's available now, but down the road, 4 or 5 years from now, it'll be something different, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's very accurate.
Yep.
All right. So I think that was kind of all I had. Your presentation was very comprehensive and I think had a lot of good products that the residents and contractors in Coronado may be interested in. So if there's nothing else to add, I'll leave it open for a couple minutes and see if anybody has anything else, but otherwise we will wrap it up.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? We'd be happy to talk about it.
Yeah. And I will post this, like I said, so the contact information for all of us will be online and easily accessible. So if you have any other questions, you can reach out once the presentation is complete.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're doing this virtually due to COVID. If not, we would have enjoyed being there, having some units in our hands, giving it to you guys to try them out and have you guys get that feel of that. So hopefully down the road, we'll be able to do that eventually. I know for now, this is the best way, but please, if anything does come up, if some, contractor does want to go ahead and see this, reach out to us and we will be more than happy to come out and put one of these units in your hands and have you guys get the feel of it and run it yourself. So.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I know that the city definitely would have loved that as well. Doing it on Zoom is a little more tricky, but
sure.
I think we made it work. I mean, we saw the leaf blower in hand. So, we did the best we could.
We did.
All right. Well, if there is nothing else, I'm not getting anything in the Q&A, then I say we can wrap it up. And again, stay tuned because this will be posted on the City of Coronado's Facebook and YouTube pages, and our contact information will be posted there. So if any questions do come up, feel free to reach out to any of us. So thank you so much, Edwin and Dan, for being here and taking the time out of your day to do this. Much appreciated. And thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for the time. Appreciate it.
See you.
All right, bye-bye.